Are you at a place in your business where you're super busy, you got a lot going on, you can't really be in those classrooms observing the teachers? It's like you tell them exactly what to do, but they go in the classroom, don't do nothing, or do what they want to do. And then at the end of the day, you're looking at your operations, you're looking at your classroom, and you're like, y'all don't have a clue as to what you're doing in my business. If that is you, hey guys, this is Dr. Andrea Dickerson, and I want to share with you a few clues that I learned from my recent walkthrough of one of my students' childcare program that could really help you. Well, number one is I want to bring this help to you, but I want to offer you a solution. And the best solution is for you to come to my childcare business and take a look at my systems and see for yourself why these foundational systems are important, how you can put them in place in your childcare business, and how to do it in today's new economy. So let's go into some of the foundational systems that I believe that would help you from what I observed. So I came into town and I took a look at her childcare program, and the reason why I took a look is because she blows my mind. The reason why my client blows my mind is because she went and started a childcare center while running her family home location. So 90% of her time is spent inside of her family home location, and then the other 10% of her time is spent managing a childcare center. Now, she started this business with no childcare center experience, and we all know managing and operating a childcare center is nothing like managing and operating a family location. And so she does what we do. She deals with staff, she deals with parents, children, the state. And at some point in her journey, she got overwhelmed. She got overwhelmed because her directors would come and go and people would come and go. And of course, we understand that that is childcare. Some of you all are very fortunate where you don't deal with that. But for the majority of us, that's comes along in our business. And with her getting overwhelmed, she became a student of the Jumpstart School of Systems. Yay! However, although I'm cheering now, there were a few things that she just got overwhelmed and shut down with. So she wasn't able to go into the School of Systems and really dig in deep. And that's when the idea came to me. Why not have my own physical School of Systems where you can come and take a look at the way the systems are set up, and then it will help you execute faster. So, of course, backtrack, now I'm in her location, and these are some foundational systems that I noticed that maybe you are dealing with too. Well, one of the issues that she's experiencing is that she have teachers who have no idea about learning centers, learning boards, bulletin boards, classroom setup. And because she understands that right now I'm in the season where I run multiple sites, she gets overwhelmed when it comes to just thinking about all that entails to getting those teachers organized and knowledgeable. Well, I want to talk to you about a foundational system that will really change your classroom. The number one system that will change your classroom is that you will go into your childcare classrooms and you would set up your boards. You would set up your centers. You would set up your activities that you want done in your lesson plans. And these are what we call non-negotiables. That means that no matter how long you've been working for me, no matter how much of a leader you have in my business or leadership role, you cannot move these systems around. Like, these are non-negotiables. And the reason why we have non-negotiable systems for our classroom is because this is how you operate. So nobody can go in Walmart and move their cash registers, right? Nobody can go in Walmart and decide that they want the women clothing area to be next to the children versus next to the men's, right? Nobody can do that. Why? Because Walmart has a merchandise system. Walmart has a setup, a system, right? So with that being said, many of you may make the same mistake that I've made. You hire people, you get excited about their energy, their charisma, their knowledge, and you say, yeah, sure, you can change it around. But what happens when you change foundational systems? That means that you can't train. That means that you can't hold them accountable. That means that your classrooms are now open to being operated by a person instead of operating by a person that's following your system. So those are some foundational principles that we went through so that she can understand that These systems are to be implemented and put in place by you, the owner, the CEO, and then you create written operational systems around how to operate with your learning boards, your staff bulletin boards, your parent bulletin boards, your classroom setup, your focus of the week board, where your materials are stored, how materials are stored, how children are moved from center to center, what goes on in each center, and how materials are placed on the shelves in the center. Now you have a system that you can train on. So during your orientation and your onboarding, now you're training on how we set up our classroom shelving, how we rotate children from center to center, how we teach from our focus of the week board, how we maintain our staff bulletin boards, our parent bulletin boards. Now you're teaching maintaining. So when they go into the classroom, these are foundation. They do not change them. And guess what? I believe that your system should be so organized that if it's a system set up in your infant room, it's a system set up in your preschool room, it's a system set up in your 2-year-old room, that all your bulletin boards should have the same flow. All of your centers should have the same flow. So that means if I walk into your room and it goes from loud to quiet, the loud to quiet centers should go in the same system, even in an infant room or in a toddler room. For example, and I'm going to make this video really short. For example, if I walk into your 2-year-old room and you have your learning board, then you have your music and movement, then you have your blocks, then you have your dramatic play, then you have your writing, then you have your reading. Then when I walk into your preschool room, it should be the same. Learning board, music and movement, dramatic play, writing and reading. It should be the same way in each of your classrooms. So those are foundationals, and those are what we call non-negotiables. So, hey, if this video really helped you and you thought like, wow, I never thought about it that way, then I need you to come and see my systems for yourself. I have curated a classroom and a center setup so that you can take a look at what it looks like for childcare programs to have systems in place so that they are foundational, and when you bring people on, they can follow your system and not go in and create their own, and then you can train based on systems. So you could go to www.systemstotherescue.com and get your tickets. As of right now, we have a few left, but in a few days, we're going to be completely sold out and ticket sales will be over. So go now. Don't waste time because tickets are limited. Well, thank you guys so much. I tried to create a very limited, like not as long video. However, with me loving childcare, I didn't make it, but go now, www.systemstotherescue.com. I enjoyed working with you. If this video taught you something new, you saw something from a different perspective, leave your comment below. I want to hear from you. All right. Bye, you guys.